If you want to know what will hurt a narcissist forever, by the end of this video, I'm going to give you 8 things. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I am an attorney. I'm a narcissist negotiation expert and a best-selling author. And on this channel and in these videos, I give you tips and tricks on how to powerfully negotiate with narcissists. And if that is something that you want to be able to do, not just in actual negotiations, but maybe just in conversations, maybe it's just negotiating with your own self-worth after having to deal with them, then feel free to stick around by subscribing to this channel and hitting that notification bell. All right, so let's talk about the 8 things that will actually hurt a narcissist forever. And it's actually pertinent in negotiations as well, because you do want to know what will cause hurt to them, so that it can help you create some strategy and create some leverage when you are thinking about your tactics and negotiating with them. And I'm telling you that you don't want to just go in and think that you're just going to be nice and they'll see that. That'll curry favor with them, because it doesn't. I just had a conversation with somebody about this recently. They were like, they're dealing with a narcissist and they're trying to get some time sharing with their child. And this person tried to get a leg up, or they are getting a leg up in negotiations in the divorce, and helping them with some strategy. They started out of the gate by filing some false domestic violence. They got the local authorities involved as far as filing some false claims of child abuse and neglect and things like that. And so now the father is being investigated, and then I guess they finally close the case. And the father thinks that, okay, I'm going to sign off on the retirement assets, showing the mother that I'm negotiating in good faith, and that I'm not trying to take her for a ride. I just want to have time with my child. So he went ahead and did that. And what did she do? She just turned right around and filed another false allegation against him. I mean, it didn't curry any favor with her. She didn't care about that. I mean, all she cared about is getting a leg up and trying to use the child as a pawn. And what did he do? He just gave away some leverage. So it's not going to hurt that narcissist when you just try to do nice things or curry favor. That you try to be nice in this process doesn't help. So you actually have to do things that will actually hurt the narcissist forever if you want to try to actually get leverage. It feels, I know, a little bit foreign to those of you out there who are empaths. I get that. But if you want to actually get back to a place that's fair in these negotiations, that's what you end up having to do, unfortunately. Okay? So here are some of the things that you can do that will actually hurt a narcissist. So number 1 is ask for proof. Actually demand, hold them to account for things. The thing is that a lot of times the way the relationship has gone is you've kind of allowed them to get away with things because you didn't want to rock the boat. You've kind of gone along to get along. And so you've created a pattern and they're sort of used to that pattern. And so you're starting to create a new pattern. They're going to want you to be punished for that initially, but that's okay. You just have to start standing up for yourself a little bit. So number 1 is just start asking for proof when they lie or when they do things. Just say no. That's number one. Number two is a similar kind of thing. You start challenging things that they say. No, that's not how that went. Or no, that's not what you said. Or no, that's not what I said. So that's number two, challenging things that they say. Number three is creating boundaries and then holding them to them. So you can create boundaries for yourself by changing your passwords, changing your logins, changing your locks if you're allowed to at a certain point in time. You know, they've moved out, you are not allowed to come back into my house, you know, or if you're splitting up a business, you can change the logins to your accounts or something like that. I mean, it you know, depends on whatever your situation is, but you can start to create boundaries for yourself. I know, you know, in my situation, I had a business, you know, situation where I started to create boundaries for myself, and it really definitely helped. I started to block, you know, certain people on social media. Get that toxicity out of your space. You want to clear the fumes, clear the air. You don't want to breathe that stuff in anymore. You don't want to have to look at it. Doesn't help you. And they're sending you texts and those are toxic and you're not sure what to say and you're not sure how to hold them to those boundaries. I definitely have a video on that. It's called Kick-Ass Comebacks to Narcissist Texts. You can check that out if you'd like as well. Lots of really great stuff in there. Okay, so that's number three. Number four is you can create choices for them and hold them to those choices. And it helps you as well. So it kind of another way for you to have a boundary for yourself. You know, you can do this or you can do this. And that will actually start to hurt them as you're saying, no, this is it or this is it. That's it. That's number four. Number five, this will definitely start to hurt them, is exposing them to people they respect. This is a way, by the way, to start creating some leverage as well, is threatening to expose them to somebody that they respect, threatening to expose them to the judge, threatening to expose them to the mediator, threatening to expose them to employer, employee, something like that. That's a great form of potential leverage. They certainly don't want that. And that's all part of my SLAY methodology as well. Number six is similar, and that is exposing them to a new form of supply, especially when your relationship is starting to come to an end. They're going to be slithering off and looking for a new form of supply. They need to have as much supply as possible. So when you're cutting off your supply source, they will go off and start looking for a new form of supply. So if you start to potentially threaten to expose them to a new form of supply, that will definitely hurt that narcissist forever. They will hate that. That is number six. And hey, if you are so ready to expose them, give me an expose them in the comments. And this is all, by the way, a way to ethically manipulate the manipulator, which is what I talk about as far as how to create strategy. And it's, you know, part of my SLAY methodology, strategy, leverage, anticipate, and focusing on you. That is how you powerfully negotiate with narcissists. All right, that's number six. You ready for number seven? Number seven is one of my favorites, by the way. This is how I kind of started down the path of freeing myself from narcissists, my own personal self. And that is not taking the bait. You know, you kind of see it. This is when you start to know you're becoming free, because you start to see it dangling there and you don't take it. Like, they start to say things to you that normally in the past you would have been triggered, where they say that thing in the past you would have been like, you say what to me? You think that? What? You know that? And you just go, mm-hmm. Hater's gonna hate. You know, you don't take the bait. You just don't. You just see it and you go, okay. whatever, and move on. That's so good. That will totally hurt them. Totally hurt them. And you know what number 8 is. You guys know what it is. It's moving on. Ease on down the road. Easing on down the road. You moving on. Rear view mirror, and you don't even look back. You know, I like to say wiping them from the CPU of your life, like they never existed. That's my fave. Like, you don't even remember their name. Who? What? I don't even know that person. That's the one. That's the best one. That will definitely hurt them for EVs. If you need support, feel free to join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like, give it a share, drop me a comment. If you want to stick around, you want more tips and tricks on how to negotiate with narcissists, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you would like to grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet, you are welcome to do that at winmynegotiation.com. I'm Rebecca Zung. Thanks so much for stopping by. And remember, today is always a fantastic day to start negotiating your best life. And I will see you in the next video.